Hey there, paper geeks and glitter nerds. It's Senna, the crazy geek craft, already with the second to last video of the haunted house series. That's the word. I have readied myself with gloves because I really don't like paper mache on my fingers. So all the limbs are dry and they're all, just about all of them, quite loose. And I'm not happy. So now I'm going to paper mache the whole dang thing because, well, yeah, I didn't see any other way to stabilize it. So, yeah, let's just slap some napkins on there and get this over with. the process with the napkins did work. Everything now is sturdy. I am sad that the limbs got this thick, but there wasn't any way around it because the acrylic was cracking all over, and I hadn't got a real a real stable base for the limbs, so there was no way around it. But I'm a bit sad that they got this clunky. So I'm going to paint my tree in a very, very, well, almost black brown. There will be some brown streaks in it, and that'll be it. Since this is supposed to be a moody scene anyway, it doesn't matter. And I protect the house, of course, with some paper. But I am going to accidentally paint the house once I take the paper away to get at the last few pieces all the way up against the house. So, yeah. But I did make a tree. It did work out. And, yeah. Kind of proud of that. But I know for next time, use wire instead. I washed off my brush and my hands, and I'm moving on because I can work on a few things while the tree is still drying. I figured it was time to start trying to get this gravel on here, and I'm trying out the watered down glue for this as the first attempt. And I've seen in some miniature builds, they afterwards spray the, they don't use coffee, they use other materials to make grass and stuff, but they spray it with a watered down glue afterwards. But I was not sure of the ratio to make the glue thin enough to go through a spray bottle, so therefore I am just trying to dump it on here with the pipette and move it around with this brush. So I'm just testing out how to glue this on, and I will develop a method that I think I'll use moving forward. I still haven't figured out how to seal the top completely, so that is an experiment that awaits. My house is at this point still very flaky, and things do fall off of these of the gravel and the grass and all the leaves I tried to put on there. I put a paper underneath so I can collect the leftovers once the glue is dry, but for now I need to wait till the next live to see if this worked or if I need to try some other method. And here it is. I'm going to turn it on its side and dump off the excess and take a look at the result. It is thinly covered, but mostly stays put. I don't like the places where I put the glue on top. It looks, well, weird is the best word for it. You can't really see it on the camera, but it has this, it kind of looks wet actually. So I decided to try out glue without the water and see if that's better, and I put it in sorry about that one. I'm putting it on quite thick, so hopefully a lot of the gravel will stay put. I can just dump my excess over here and then take what I need from, and since the branches are in the way, I'm having a bit of trouble here getting it in where I want it, so I have to improvise with this piece of paper. I know I have a spoon in my drawer, I just at this point can't find it. And the funny thing is, the thing is pink. How could I not see a pink spoon in my drawer? But I couldn't find it, so I had to improvise. And this is the next test, so to speak, to see if that worked better. You can see there's a lot of gaps in the gravel over here. And I'm just telling the viewers about the grass plans. But for now, this is it. We're going to skip to the next live. So let's see how this experiment did. There's still a lot that falls off, but it actually looks better than the other two experiments that I did. So this is the superior version of the three I've tried so far. And I do want more coverage on the path over here. And I am contemplating whether or not I can do that. Put glue on top of the still quite loose objects and make a second layer. But for now, I'm going to do the grasses. Like I said, I'm going to mix up a few of these to get different variety of grass all over. And at this point, I can only do grass. Otherwise, I risk gluing something in the wrong color in the wrong place. So right now I'm just gonna glue the grass all over the place. So yeah. And when I shake off the excess, there will be some gray pebbles in there, and or whatever we need to call them, grains of coffee. There will be some gray ones in there, but I can manage that. I actually find a good use for that, so I'm not sad. But like I said, lot of thick glue here, so that the coffee can stick. And I'm just mixing up another batch, and I'm leaving it on quite thick. I am having a bit of trouble at the edges, getting it on a thick to make a thick layer at the edges, but yeah, I do what I can. it's yeah, you don't have to shake it much for everything to fall off, but just have to put in the last few. Yeah, also in there by the stairs there should be grass. Luckily with this tiny ball here I can pour it into places easily. Of course the spoon would have made things easier. So now there's another spot in there behind the fence, but now I again have to wait and see how things go, just waiting on the glue to dry, which is why this one has so many lives in it, because there are a lot of short ones, because it was putting glue on, putting things on, waiting for it to dry, putting glue on, putting things on, waiting for it to dry, and that just accumulates. Next live here, let's get shaking with the grass. I'm trying to show, and it's because apparently I only turned on one light at my desk. That's why it doesn't really show up very well right now. But I was trying to show you that it, also before I even got it off, it looked really nice. I was hoping to keep that lush look, and I think I actually did manage it quite well. I am using a dry brush to try and get the worst of the excess off. So yeah, quite happy about that. And I remembered, or I noticed that one light was off. Just getting off some more of this, and I do decide that the garden needed some decorations, and I collected these stones at the beach. And it's actually hard to find tiny stones, because you pick up a stone and think this is small, and then when you put it on your project it's huge. So you can see here the one of the stones that I glue on here, I'm going to call the boulder in this miniature universe, because it's really big. I wanted an extra layer on the entrance, and I got an idea that maybe I could put glue on with this sponge. Maybe that would let me get it all over. And it mostly worked, I'd say. I especially wanted to cover up where I put glue on top there with the first experiment, because I really didn't like how that looked. I decided to put it all over the the gravel part and give it an extra layer. So again, gluing, pouring something on, waiting for it to dry. I found the spoon! Look, how could I not see this pink monstrosity in my drawer? Oh, goddess. So, putting this on and letting it dry. I can't actually remember if I did anything else on this live. I must have, because there's still some time left on it. But yeah, I had just enough of the gravel. I'm very happy about that part. And here I want to glue on something, and I haven't been card crafting, so that bottle hasn't really been used. So I think I have to exchange the top for a new one. Oh yes, I'm gluing in the decorative stones for the yard. And then that can dry as well until next time. Yeah, I got this idea for an experiment. I actually did want a lot of bushes, something to put in the yard. It seems a bit empty, so I went and got a disposable plastic tray here, and I completely spaced that while I was trying to pour glue into this mixture. I was going to see if I could make clumps of the coffee grind to make it look like bushes, and I'm using this one where there's a bit of gravel color in it, because I figured if this works, I could maybe just color in the gravel to look like berries or flowers. And yeah, I made far more than I wanted to, because I spilled the glue, but it actually worked out. I actually do like how they turned out. They look very regular. This is not a a nicely kept yard. These bushes are just growing like they want to. That's it for that live, and let's move on to the last installment of the series.